Hey Soul Family. Just doing a video here, and I absolutely refuse to be on dating websites. So I have just decided to be real because I figure I'm more likely to meet somebody who is like me through one of these videos than if I post, a bunch of arbitrary information that has no context behind it, and you don't get to see who the person is. And I realize that a lot of dating apps have video capabilities and that sort of thing. And yes, I could probably do this on here, but I'm just not doing it. The algorithm, I trust the algorithm at this fucking point because we go out and we go on to social media and we pick the things that we want to watch, and, we think it's random and all that stuff, but there's a higher purpose to it. And I am truly, at this point, convinced that a lot of the dating websites, they just put clickbait on there. Like half of those people on there aren't even real. I mean, you look at some of the pictures and they look like somebody, they went to like a professional and had every single one of their pictures done. And I'm just kind of like, look, I'm glad you look nice. I'm glad that you can pose for a camera, but I want real. I do. I want real. I don't want some dude in a fucking tuxedo or in a suit and, he's standing there all posed with his hand in front of him and all this stuff. It's like, well, first of all, who's taking the picture? Okay? You're sitting there and I'm not saying that people don't have friends that take pictures of them, okay? First of all, like, I get that. All right? I know. But, like, if you're standing there in a pose like you look like you're in a magazine or something like that, that's not real. I don't care what you tell me. And like, I find also that, they want to look, I'm glad they want to protect people. It's cool. But if I want to have a direct connection with that person, I don't see why I have to pay $30 a month, $20 a month just so I talk to somebody. Okay? It's kind of like the right person will find me. And they'll find me in the modality that I choose. Okay? I love art. I love stained glass. I love going to concerts. I love being outdoors. I like to have a good time, and usually I know this video isn't, and it's out of frustration. Okay? And I know people who've been out in the dating world for a long time. I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. There's way too much unreal out there. There are people that just don't want to connect. You're sitting there chatting with them, talking with them for like 2-3 freaking months, and you haven't even met them. And it's like, well, I hate to break it to you, son, but really the only way you're going to get to know if that person's right for you or not is if you actually meet them. Okay? You can talk to each other all day, but I've had way too many occasions where I've talked to people online, even through business, and when I've met them in person, they're nothing like they are online. So, if we're going to meet and, this works out, like, listen, I'm Gen X. I don't do this fucking bullshit. Oh, let me talk to you. Let me chat with you. Let me text you for months on end and see if it's going to be right. If we can't talk to each other, then no. I want to meet you after the second or third time I talk to you. Okay? If you're not going to do that, you're wasting my time, and I'm probably going to cut you off. I don't care how great the conversation may be going, because I feel like you're wasting my time. And I'm sick and tired of people wasting my time. As it is, I hate dating. Like, I should have a better attitude about it. I know I should. I should be excited. I get to meet all these people, but I'm not, like, I am not an extroverted person. I'm not. I don't need huge crowds of people. I don't like having tons of friends because it's just, to me, and you can disagree if you want, you're welcome to have your opinion, but it's not going to be mine. But the more people that you have involved in your life, the more chaotic it is and the more fucked up it ends up being. I'll be straight with you. So if you're one of those people that has to be around a lot of people all the time, you're constantly around your family because they manipulate you into doing, look, I love, I love my soul family that I'm living with now. And I would do, I'd do just about anything for them. But if they're going to emotionally emotionally manipulate me, it's probably not going to happen. I don't work that way. I'm very direct. Okay. I'm past the point of, oh, so and so likes me. So maybe, if you don't hurry up, then don't do that stuff. All right. I've done that stuff. Doesn't end up working out. And do you really want somebody jealous? It's stupid. It's a stupid game. If you like somebody, just fucking say you like them. Why have we turned this into some huge game where it's like, well, I can't tell him exactly how I feel because I don't want him to think that. Honey, if you have boundaries, he's not going to think that. Okay? I have boundaries. I'll be the nicest person to you, because that's who I am. I want to be kind. I want to be loving and gentle with you. But if I'm not getting what I need, I'm going to tell you, for one, and it's going to be straight up and direct. And some people may find it very rude, and that, fine, go cry to mama. But I don't sugarcoat stuff. I'm not a confectioner. I'm not a baker. I don't sugarcoat stuff. So if you are afraid that I might say something that's going to hurt your feelings, I'm not the one for you. All right? And yes, I'm sensitive, and yeah, I might not take it great, but usually what happens is I'll think about it and I'll start to wonder, all right, what part of that is true? And is that why I'm getting upset? Is because I know that is true in some cases of my life. And do I want to change it? So, I go through that whole reflective thing. I do. I'm a level-headed person. I get on here and start ranting and raving because the world needs to be shaken up a little bit. Period. And I don't mean to offend anybody. That's not what I come out here to do. So if you're offended, that's on you, not me. All right? I don't know you. And I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff just to make you comfortable. And I'm done shrinking myself to make people feel comfortable. If I like you, I'm going to tell you I like you. And if I like you, that means I want to spend time with you and talk to you. Not go 3, 4, 5 days without talking to you, and then 3 weeks I don't see you. That's, to me, that's just like you're wasting my time. And you're wasting your time too on top of it. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? Unless you have other people lined up too. So, I mean, I don't know. The last couple people that I've gone out with, that I've talked to, have just wasted my time. I really wish people wouldn't. It's just like, just be direct, be an adult. I can take it. If you don't like me like that, tell me right off the bat. I'm not going to keep chasing you. But don't confuse me. Because, I'm going to tell you straight up, if you confuse me, you're out the door. Here's what will keep you. All right? Because I've just spent 8 minutes complaining about what has frustrated me in dating. But here's what will keep me. Calling me consistently. Showing up consistently. Going out to dinner. Taking me out. I'm old school. I'm old fashioned. So yes, I believe the man should pay for the first date. All right? After that, if things loosen up a little bit, we get to know each other, hell yeah, I'll chip in, we can go, you buy dinner, I buy dessert, I buy coffee or whatever, or I'll buy dinner one time and you buy dessert or whatever. I don't care. Or you pay for the movie, whatever. I have no problem splitting the check. It's simply, I'm not going to do it on the first date. If you can't show me, because I'm looking for a man who's going to be a real provider. My last husband, who passed away, was not. He left me with nothing. Okay? He gambled all of our money away. Gambled all of it and did drugs. And I had no idea he was a master manipulator when it came to stuff like that. I had no idea this was going on until he passed away, and I saw that his retirement account, 0. And the life insurance he had covered his expenses, and that was it. And he had told me, I had been a research chemist. I've, done I've done a lot of different things over my lifetime. I have a lot of different skills. I know how to knit. I knitted this hat. I've knitted several of my hats that are on here. I know how to sew. I've actually worn a couple hats that I've sewn on here. I've shown my stained glass. I make soap. I know how to make paper. I'm a very talented individual. I'm a very intelligent individual. I have an environmental science degree. I I worked at Boeing in research and technology as an analytical chemist. I did 3D printing there. I was on my way to getting my civil engineering degree, so I'm not an idiot. But I'm also super creative. And I know a lot of people have a hard time with somebody who has a balanced mind like that because they're usually one side or the other, and then there's this resentment that comes up. And I'm a good person. I am. I may not be the nicest person, but I'm a good person. I'll be fair. I have no problem with that. I can look at things objectively. I can take myself out of the equation to see what's going to be the best solution for something. I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem with people who waste my time. I do have a problem with people who provide false expectations. And let me give you an example, okay? The latest guy that I went out with, all right? I absolutely adored him. Like, he was somebody that I actually considered, this is marriage material, okay? This guy seems like he's all right. He's, he takes care of himself. He knows how to cook. I've seen him do his laundry and all this stuff, so he's perfectly capable. And on top of I thought we had quite a bit in common. We like doing stuff outside. We kind of like our independence. We kind of like just hanging out at home. We don't have to go out all the time. Like, I'm a homebody. I don't have to go out all the time. As a matter of fact, I can't stand crowds. I would much rather sit home with you, listening to music, watching a good movie, just cuddling and talking. Hell, let's go do one of the hobbies that one of us has. Let's go do that together. Let's go take a cooking class together. There's stuff that I would love to learn how to be better at. There's a million things. But I want somebody who I can do this with. I want somebody who wants to build with me. And I'm sorry I'm getting emotional about it. But I am so tired of life by myself. And it's not that I can't be alone, because I can. I have for over a year and a half. And I miss being married. I'll straight up say it. I miss it. I miss being a wife. I miss him coming home and having everything ready for him. And I know it sounds so like old school and all that stuff. And I know there are probably feminists that are just like, what are you doing, girl? But I don't care. That's the life I choose. But I'm a real person. I have feelings. I care. And I'm an extremely loving person, and I don't know what to do with all of this. Because I shouldn't say can't. I don't enjoy being around a lot of people. And it's really difficult for me to be around sick people. So as much as I would love to go out and volunteer and help people who are sick, I can't. I don't have it in my heart to do it. I have a hard time watching the suffering because I've seen so much of it throughout my entire life. So I'd rather go out and do art. I'd rather go make people happy that way. And, I'm sorry I'm crying through this. This is not what this should be, but it's real. And, I just want to find my soulmate. I want to find the person that wants to go ski with me during the winter, take a trip to Aspen or take a trip to Alta in Utah. Or people who, someone that wants to go rent a boat and go sail on the ocean for a weekend or something, or take a road trip. We can get an RV, we can go camp. I love doing a lot of different things. And I know how to do a lot of things, and I'm always open to learning more. So if you're somebody who's over 40, I really like somebody who's really young. I don't know, unless you're a really old soul. I prefer somebody who's at least 40. After that, like I'm 51 years old. You know, if you're 80 years old, whatever, you know, if you have a young heart and, you know, you have a lot of energy, I'm certainly open to it. But, you know, I'm finding that if I'm going to be happy with the amount of energy I still have at 51, I'm probably going to be looking at somebody closer to like 40. Um, I guess I would consider younger, like I said, if you're kind of an old soul and are, you know, looking more for that. But I do smoke cannabis. I'll straight up tell you that. If you're somebody who's going to tell me not, I will be sad and high without you, because I'm not giving up my Mary Jane. It's helped me through a lot of stuff. It's helped me through a lot of anxiety. And I'm not like, as you can see, I'm coherent. I'm not like one of these raging, let me get freaking ripped all the time kind of people. It's more of a therapeutic type of thing. But there's a whole lot more to me than what I'm showing in this video, but I think 16 minutes is a good enough little taste. And if you're interested, I'll give you more. I will. But I'm not going to keep wasting my time on dating sites. I'm not going to waste my time meeting people through friends, because they even have me pegged wrong. So I'm looking for somebody who's real, who's genuine, who wants to be a husband, who is husband material now. And, you know, I want to be able to bring what I have to bring to the table and not feel like I have to hold back. And I read energy very easily, so I can pick up whether or not this is going to go someplace early on. And I won't waste your time if it's not. But I hope to hear from somebody. And you can always email me. You can email me at eternalharmonydesigns@gmail.com. I'll check it and respond accordingly. If it gets, if I read what you have to say and you seem interesting enough, I'll be happy to send you my phone number. But until I kind of feel comfortable about where you are through an email or two, then we'll see where it goes. Of course I'm looking to get married. I'll straight up tell you I'm looking to get married. Or at least have a lifetime commitment from somebody. I don't necessarily need the piece of paper, because quite honestly, the piece of paper just entitles the other person to half your shit. So like, I'm not after your stuff. So I don't need the piece of paper. I just want you. Okay. I'll bring what I bring, and we can build together whatever we need to. But that's what I'm looking for. Straight up, honest. I'll always be straight up and honest with you, even if it makes you uncomfortable. So even if it makes me uncomfortable. But, I'm tired of the crap. I'm tired of people wasting everybody's time. And I just want real connection. I don't want, part-time connection where I see you every 3 weeks and I talk to you every 5 days. It just doesn't work for me. So anyway, whoever you are, my soulmate, I love you already as my friend, and I appreciate the time that you're going to take to show me. So I hope you're out there, and I hope you find me.